Subscribe and what were we supposed to say before?
Yeah, it's, whatever. We'll get to that. We'll throw some stuff up or whatever, but
Hit the likes.
yeah. All right, another sad celebrity passing here. Ace Frehley, the original guitarist from the glam rock band Kiss, passed away on October 16th, 74 years old. Was with Kiss through the height of their fame in the 1970s until 1982. He then rejoined in 86 until 2002 when they enjoyed a resurgence of their original iconic face paint and glam rock image. In 1978, when all four members released studio albums, his cover of New York Groove, which was written by Russ Ballard and originally recorded by the band Hello in 1975, was the only top 40 hit. Ace said he credited his unique take on that song was inspired by his experience with hookers in New York's Times Square in the 1970s.
Let's go.
Outside of Kiss, he performed with his band Frehley's Comet. He was inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as a member of Kiss in 2014, and Guitar World magazine ranked him as one of the greatest metal guitarists of all time. First question, is Kiss heavy metal?
No.
I didn't think so. That's a blurred line.
But some of it.
They had their moments, I guess.
Yeah, they dabbled.
See, when I think of metal, I think of like Black Sabbath, Iron Maiden, like early Metallica. Like to me, Kiss is nowhere near any of that.
They have some songs that I don't know. I think
they're like Aerosmith.
I mean, I think they're closer to Aerosmith than like Iron Maiden.
Iron
yeah,
Maiden,
right.
For sure.
Yeah. I know what you're saying. I mean, they do have some heavy songs, right?
Like God of Thunder.
God of Thunder. Yeah.
Creatures of the Night. I mean, that's a pretty for that time. That's pretty heavy. They have
yeah.
But like, I will say I said this. He is the best musician in that band.
Was it you that said the only one?
Yeah.
Is his last name is pronounced Frehley?
Frehley.
Yeah, like Frehley.
I thought it was Freely.
Well, that's
millions of others.
Right.
Okay.
That's why
Maybe
his
that's
band Frehley, like it's a
Comet.
play on Haley's Comet. That's how I kind of remembered how to pronounce it right too. Yeah, like I said in the group text, to me, I always think whenever I see him, I think of like there's two things. He's drunk out of his mind for Phantom of the Opera. Kiss meets the Phantom of the Park.
Yeah.
I remember just because I was a huge Kiss fan growing up. And I remember when that movie was coming, we had to stay up to watch this movie.
I remember watching it when it came out.
Did you think it was good then?
I think I did, just because I was such a fan. I was like, these are my freaking gods. I love this. They're on the big screen. And then you watch it as an adult, you're like, oh.
It's so bad.
What year was it?
78.
I was going to say, I don't think we were even.
October,
10
right?
years old.
October 78?
Yeah.
Somewhere around there? Yeah, it was like a Friday night.
I was a little frightened by it. I mean, we were 5 in 78.
I mean, you're known to be scared.
I thought,
shit.
I am.
You're like,
I think I've told you this. I thought Gene Simmons, the demon, was behind the shower curtain. Every time I had to move the shower curtain when I went in the shower, I was afraid he was going to pop out. It's weird.
And steal your money.
I was a weird kid. Yeah.
I remember thinking that Gene Simmons was way scarier when he took the makeup off.
Wow.
They all
the
were.
band
I
decided
think they
to
all
take
were.
it.
I think they were all.
I remember that. Again,
It was like, did the makeup do that to their face? Or their face?
It's like
Seriously.
acid. Yeah.
that was, I mean, again, I always keep going back to this, but I mean, I remember they did that on MTV. That was a big freaking thing. I remember watching that. Like, I've always been actually I've always marveled at Kiss it's kind of like the Vince McMahon thing. Like,
Their showmanship?
yeah, just like I don't really think they're that great of a band.
They're
They're
performers.
Yeah,
They're
they're
performers.
definitely performers.
They have a lot of-
They got a handful of catchy tunes, in my opinion,
Yeah.
and a lot of their music is actually terrible. But they are masters at marketing.
I wouldn't say it's terrible. It's simple.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like
fun.
But
It's cheeseburgers. It's not steak.
fun.
It's cheeseburgers, which are fine. I like cheeseburgers.
I mean,
I'll take a cheeseburger.
AC/DC's music is simple, and I think it's way better than Kiss's.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
It's more bluesy. You know, it's got
Yeah,
It's
right.
got like musical roots to it. Legit.
yeah,
Yeah.
but they
I
are.
still think it's fun though.
Oh, I have no problem with Kiss.
So, anyways, so back to Ace. So there's that him being drunk there, and then there's I want to say it's the Who was the guy that used to have the Later show?
Tom Snyder.
There you go. Yeah, you've seen that, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
where
yeah.
he's just absolutely annihilated.
Yeah.
And Gene Simmons is fucking pissed through the whole thing. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah.
I have, yeah.
Yeah.
He looks like the father whose kid's acting up in public. And
Yes.
he's like, he wants to do something.
Right,
He's like,
right.
I mean, it is crazy that Gene Simmons is sober his whole life.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think Stanley, I don't know if he was sober his whole life, but the other two, Peter Criss and Ace, were just fucking
Fuck-ups.
drunks, fucking wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I know.
why they got thrown out of the band.
Right.
But like, how
But
did
I still think that original band, as Kiss, whatever there is, that original band is the best.
yeah.
Best version
The
of them?
best version of the
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, for sure.
Well, although Eric Carr is a pretty mean drummer, man.
He was, but I stand by Peter Criss.
Off topic, though. Have we talked about Tommy Lee as a drummer before?
No,
Do you think he's a good drummer?
I do.
Yes.
Yeah. I actually
do.
think
I
he's
think he's very good.
I think he's underrated, actually.
I saw them during that Theater of Pain tour where his
Wow.
entire drum set goes up
Yeah,
and
yeah,
down,
yeah.
and
That was
he
iconic.
just goes crazy. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty incredible.
You know what? You know, it's funny. A lot of people give him praise, but they slam Lars Ulrich. Like, have you heard about Lars
Oh,
Ulrich
yeah.
being like bad, overrated?
I only think
I don't
the
get it.
reason
They
he gets
sound the
that.
same to me.
I think the reason he gets that is because he comes from a rich family and people
And he's short.
People
and
say
he's from,
that
and
he
he's from,
didn't
and he's from
earn it, but I'm sure he
Holland
did.
or
I mean,
whatever.
I'm not. I just think that's very capable.
Didn't Lars really
He's a
hurt his
tennis.
public image with the whole Napster thing?
Yeah.
Which he was right, but his delivery and his public statements, he just sounded like a douche.
Yeah, he's kind of an unlikable guy.
Yeah, that's a perfect way to put it. Yep.
But his
Exactly.
drumming ability, like I don't understand why people.
Yeah.
I mean, like I'm no expert, but I don't like. To me, it sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
It brings.
I
some
mean, I think
thunder,
he's
you know?
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he's double feet pedal. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like a lot of what
Yeah.
Tommy Lee does, they kind of have that same like that bass sound that just goes right through your body.
I almost think like a lot of it is like, it's just like people want to hate on
Yeah.
Metallica.
Yeah.
Right?
I agree.
I think that's kind of part
They got
of
a
it.
lot of shit for the Black Album.
Yeah.
A lot of shit.
and speaking and speaking of Tommy Lee, a lot of people want to hate on him too.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Because I mean
he's
his
kind of a
persona
dick.
sucks.
Yeah.
When he came out with that rock bullshit band
Right.
was freaking. Well, you want to just lose your mind.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's very unlikable.
I tell you what,
He's got a
not
huge cock though.
Unlikable.
Confirmed.
No,
you can make a mean homemade
no
porno.
disputing that.
I tell you though, like if you listen to those early, like those first couple Motley Crue albums, like him and Mick Mars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's good stuff.
But even on like the older stuff, like the Dr. Feelgood stuff,
Yeah.
obviously it's more poppy, but his drumming is still tremendous in that,
yeah.
man. I think that like carries the freaking album.
Yeah, that's their Black Album. Dr. Feelgood is their Black Album.
think so?
Yeah, I think so.
Girls, probably the last one I liked.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, their first album was really good.
I think
Oh,
I like
First
fucking
three.
fr-
I think
two,
I like
first two.
Yeah, I think Shout Out the Devil's my favorite.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Live Wire, shout out to
I
Devil.
actually
Theater's
don't
all right.
I don't really like Theater of Pain.
Theater kind of lost me, started losing me
Yeah,
a
it's
little
all
bit.
right. But
A lot of Dr. Feelgood I don't like, but even though they were like the hits, like I do still like Kickstart My
Kickstart
Heart.
My Heart's a good song.
And Dr.
Yeah,
Feelgood's
Yeah,
not bad.
you
I mean,
can't
it's,
dispute that. There's a lot of ballads on it though.
right, exactly. Or like the Don't Go Away Mad, just like the
Awful.
same old situation.
Yeah,
or whatever. Those
awful.
songs are terrible. Yeah, they're pretty bad.
But I did get to see Kiss on the reunion tour.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Well, which reunion one? They had
The
like 12
first
of them.
one, then
Like in the 90s?
the 90s when
Yeah.
the
Was it
original
good?
band got back together.
Was it good?
It was good. It was entertaining. And they played the
Psycho
hits.
Circus, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Underrated.
I was going to
Yeah.
say, you liked that album,
I
don't
did,
you?
yeah. I was just, I think I was more shocked at how good it was.
Yeah.
You're like, wow, Kiss can
Yeah, it
actually
came back with something
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
After they stopped teaming up with
And then-
Michael Bolton songs.
yeah.
It's-
And they hated each other too, so it's
even
fascinating that
better.
they got to get. I mean, money will do anything, right? I mean, especially
sure.
that band.
Yeah.
I mean, they sell everything on. The joke is they have coffins, Kiss coffins.
Right.
They'll put their name on anything.
right.
Well, I think, I mean, obviously it's money because, like, if the Police would get back together, like, those guys hate Sting.
All right, moving on. Got one last one here. WTF with Marc Maron, one of the most popular long-running podcasts, ended its 16-year run on October 13th with former President Barack Obama as his last guest. He produced 1,686 episodes. That's where we are in the world now. People are ending their
Yeah.
I know.
podcasts.
And what are we doing?
Yeah.
Should we take a hint?
Good point.
Seriously.
I mean, I
And
know
he's one of the
he's like
beginners.
he's
Yeah.
2009 has started.
Yeah.
He's a smart guy, and it was a great podcast.
He's got good Sam Kinison stories.
Does he?
Yeah,
definitely does.
Early Sam Kinison. Yeah. Oh yeah.
The thing I don't like about him though is he always has problems with people. Like
That's his shtick.
yeah, I don't like. I said, come on, man. Get over the Joe Rogan, whatever your problem is with Joe Rogan. It just there's always something.
Yeah.
With him.
Yeah. What did I see him? I saw him on.
He was in the golf thing with Owen Wilson. Stick.
No, it was like he was being interviewed, and I forget what the clip was, but he was talking about he had an issue with Rogan, Bill Maher. There was somebody else, and it was just like, oh, is that? Because I mean I know who Marc Maron is, but I don't know a lot about him. I didn't listen to his podcast, but I did think to myself, like, is that his thing? Like he just likes to hate on people.
I mean, I don't like those guys either, though. So I kind of
yeah.
Joe Rogan.
No, and he was. Yeah, well, Maron he was one of the originals, and no one could believe it when he got Barack Obama to be on his podcast the first time at his house because he did it from his garage.
In his garage.
His old little tiny house, and that's a pretty good story.
He's actually a really good actor, too.
Yeah.
A lot of good stuff.
All right. Let's talk a little movies here, huh? We're going to do a little binge report. So I'll start it off. John Candy, I Like Me. I mean, I really like John Candy. There's some of his classic movies that I did not see as a kid. But I mean, I grew up, I must have seen Brewster's Millions a gazillion times. Uncle Buck was one of the first movies I recorded off of HBO. Yeah, we got a VCR late in the 80s. And I'm like, I know that movie by heart. JFK, I think we've talked about, that's the movie that basically made me want to become a video editor. And he had a really weird, dramatic turn in that. So I was always kind of fascinated. Obviously, he died young. But I mean, I just thought this was a really cool doc. They had really great interviews with his family, with, Tom Hanks and Bill Murray. And, I think it's like the complete opposite of like the Charlie Sheen doc, which was just like a train wreck.
Totally opposite person.
And this was just about, just a really likable guy. And the one thing that was, I don't know if disturbing is the right word, but they had multiple archived interviews of like interviewers just tastelessly asking about
his weight.
Right.
And you could see it in his face.
Right.
Yeah. It reminded me of there's that kid that played Chunk in the
right.
Goonies.
Yep.
And I've watched a bunch of interviews of him when he was still a kid, and they would always talk about his weight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, it's not, I mean, the things that people get away with in Hollywood, I guess, but they did not realize, I think they start thinking of them as people.
Right.
Right. When they're interviewing
Some of those interviews were uncomfortable to watch.
Yeah.
But I mean,
bringing it up, and you could just.
It speaks to what, like, he's a good guy to his core, because if he was an asshole, that would have been a huge confrontational thing.
Right.
And he handled it, even though they weren't really, you could make the argument they weren't treating him with class, but it was like a killing him with kindness kind of thing.
He's Canadian.
Yeah.
He doesn't know any better. He's Canadian.
You're going to be an asshole, but I'm not going to let you make me one.
They're way classier than us.
Any question? Look, think of all the interviews that like Burt Reynolds would storm out of. Right, he'd get pissed at somebody, but John Candy was all class all the time, and he conducted himself with so much grace and class. I loved the interviews with all of the people from SCTV.
Yeah,
all of the greats like Eugene Levy and Catherine O'Hara.
Yeah, like we said,
Dave Thomas.
That Yellow Belly skit was
hilarious.
Oh,
man.
He just kills the kid and the mother. Like, that's
good.
so perfect.
It's so good.
It really is.
God.
I loved the home movies. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I loved the home movies with his kids.
Yeah.
You could just tell how much he loved his kids and how much they adored him. And they unfortunately lost him like way too early.
Yeah, I missed, because when he first opens up, his son's like, I grew up without my father. The back of my mind, I was thinking, because his dad was acting and wasn't around. But no, then I realized
He was young.
Afterwards, he was very young when he passed away, and I was like, oh shit.
So his older sister had more memories of him, and she talked a lot more about those memories.
The one thing I'll say is it sucks that he died, but he died on a freaking heater because he didn't do many bad movies.
Well, not according to the interviewers. That one lady's like, you made a bunch of turkeys, right?
Yeah, she called him fat too. So
yeah,
screw her. No, but I mean, like you can't say like how many movies can you say that John Candy did that sucked? That wasn't good. Not many.
Even if some weren't
true.
great, he was
I just don't
always
think
great.
we've seen them.
Yeah,
Right.
Maybe we haven't
there
seen
was a
those
couple
movies.
towards the end, like that one with
Well, even the one
the trouble one,
the last one he done, the Wild West one,
The
whatever,
Wagons East
whatever that was.
yeah.
That was,
Yeah, that's not a good movie. That's true.
which is weird too, because Chris Farley's last movie was the one with
Cabin Boy. Wasn't it Cabin
was
Boy?
with the guy from Friends who died.
Oh, Matthew Perry.
They did a western.
I thought it was Cabin Boy.
No, it was a western, and it was a shitty movie. I'm pretty sure. And I was like, oh, they're both kind of like
Dead.
shitty. Yeah, two fat guys had great guys that we lost, and they both had.
Maybe he knew he
Chris
was going to
Farley-
die, so he's like, I'm going to do a shitty movie.
Yeah,
I'm going to
maybe.
die in like a week.
It actually
so.
sounds like John Candy kind of knew it was coming.
Well, what was really sad was they were talking about a time in his life where he had a personal trainer and he was losing weight and he was feeling great, and people were wanting
Him to be fat. Yeah.
They were like, yeah, we want
Can't
to
lose no more
cast
weight.
the fat guy. We
Can't lose
want
no
you
more
to be
weight.
big, and that's funny, and then he wanted to keep doing what he loved to do and supporting his family, and
I think
Wait,
kinda gave up on
that
it.
was a thing that they wanted him to stay fat?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What?
Isn't that terrible?
Especially if that's what you're known a certain way, and you're the comedic actor who's the funny fat guy. That's a type that they look for. It's terrible.
That's so weird because, like, random reference, but like Drake and Josh, which was a big sitcom when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
Josh, when he first started in that show, was a big dude.
Yeah.
Yes.
Big dude.
Yeah.
4 seasons later, he's slimmer than me. But I don't remember anyone saying, oh, I wish he was still fat. Like, people were praising the fact that he lost weight and made himself in better shape. And
Well,
it got himself in the future.
Different time.
different
I
times.
guess.
I think
different, kind of a different. John Candy was a movie famous for being a movie actor for doing these.
Kind of like Farley,
crazy
too.
Farley.
And and you can even say Belushi.
Those
Yeah.
guys cross paths.
Same
Belushi,
thing.
too. Like, if Belushi would have said, I'm going to lose 30 pounds, people are like,
Yeah, maybe
Right.
you don't want to do that.
And
Right.
that, I think it was it Aykroyd that said that when Belushi died, Candy said, "Oh, it's happening." Or
Yeah.
something like,
Yeah.
or
Someone said
it's
it's-
over, or something like
oh,
that.
it's
Like,
happening.
yeah.
It's
Start-
happening.
It's starting.
It's starting,
Here,
yeah.
this is how.
Yeah,
it
it was
starts.
Candy, wasn't it?
Yeah.
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 But with Drake and Josh, I think he wanted to kind of become a little bit of a sex symbol. He was going through he was aging up, and he was started as a child actor, and he was aging up.
I don't know who
Not a
this
sex symbol,
person
but
is,
I feel
but-
like
Like
the
more attractive?
girls thought he was cute then, because
Yeah.
was it Disney, right? Was it Disney or
That was Nickelodeon.
Nickelodeon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Nickelodeon.
Wasn't he part of the whole
He wasn't
molestation?
abused. He wasn't abused. He didn't
No.
know about it.
Head of class guy.
But he,
The guy that did
among others.
Head of class.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, the guy that abused his coworker has the same last name as him, but they're not related. At all.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. So
Yeah.
he probably got dragged in.
Yeah.
Highly recommended across the board. One other thing I want to mention, and we've talked about this before, but the height of SCTV is like early to mid 80s, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And I'll never understand why, because Saturday Night Live sucked then.
Yeah.
Other than Eddie Murphy, why it wasn't
Canadian.
bigger.
It's Canadian.
I know, but
Yeah.
like, why wasn't Saturday? I mean, they plucked Bill Murray.
That cast was
Like-
amazing.
But
What-
it was well, they just didn't. Like you said, it was Canada, and
Yeah.
they didn't have the budget. They didn't have the.
No. What I'm
But didn't
saying
they bring
is,
in what's his name?
Why didn't they-
Reiner, the writer.
yeah, but I think you guys are missing
National
what I'm
Lampoon
saying.
guy?
Oh, why didn't they pluck?
Why
those-
didn't Saturday Night Live
Comedians.
plucks from everywhere
Yeah.
at a time when that's probably the worst era of Saturday Night Live.
True.
Why weren't they plucking those guys?
Somebody say something that they wanted to bring Candy into Saturday Night Live and he didn't want to do it?
Okay, maybe that is.
Maybe
maybe
somebody, I forget who. It might have been Murray.
maybe at the time they thought Saturday Night Live was a dying thing, and
Yeah.
could've been.
Well, and don't forget, those guys were all starting to do movies at that time.
yeah,
All of them. I mean, like,
You talking about Levy or
the SCTV guys?
SCTV
they were
guys,
all
yeah.
starting to do movies. Like Candy already had a couple movies under his belt.
Yeah.
Even Moranis and Dave Thomas.
Yeah, they did the
Strange
Mackenzie
Brew.
Brothers.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So those guys were kind of.
Well, and they had the Christmas album.
Do you remember the song? Do you remember
Yeah.
that song from
The
Strange Brew that was like "Take Off"? Do you remember that?
It's been a
Take
while.
off.
It was actually a song. It was like on the Billboard charts.
I don't
And it was
doubt
just
it.
the two of them go, "Take off." No, you take off.
Poser.
Bonds is like, "What the?" Fuck
I have
are
no
you
idea
people
what y'all are talking about. Nope.
What'd you think about the movie 1941? Me too. I was hoping for more.
It was I think it was a flop.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Considering the star power. The
that's
direct-
a Spielberg movie too,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Spielberg.
right
yeah,
after what do you call it? Right after
Third Close Encounters, right?
Yeah.
I remember seeing it as a kid, and I didn't like it or get it, and I always wondered if I should go back and give it another chance. But you guys are telling me don't do
Oh,
it.
yeah, I was thinking that too.
No.
Because I
It
Made
haven't
no.
seen it
It
since I
was
was
just
a
like what?
Yeah,
Yeah, I rewatched it and
Yeah.
no good.
I was like, man,
It was
I
on
so
HBO all the
disappointed,
time,
man.
too.
I was like, this cast is so good.
Yeah. I mean, everywhere you looked, it's like, oh my god, whoa.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, there's
And to know that Spielberg was the director,
Spielberg,
it was like-
seriously.
it's
What
like,
was
did he
that?
do this on purpose to be this bad?
what was that movie that you guys made me watch with
the movie
tremendous-
43?
43?
43.
Yeah.
I was thinking
Great
That
about
was
cast.
better.
too.
That
Yeah.
was better than 1941.
Oh God! Wait
Like
a
if we're rating
Yeah.
movies about numbers, that movie was better.
Let's get to these long overdue movie reviews, man. I got some thoughts.
I think we all.
We're gonna start it off with this Heidi recommended one here. Can I start on this one?
Yes.
So I did a little research before I watched it. These two stars are actually musicians. They're not actors. And they had a very minuscule budget. They only used natural light. They never even really used lighting to save money. There's a scene where they had like that big dinner at the house. That's all like his friends and extras. So I was a little fascinated by that, just being the production geek. Okay, it starts out, the music sounds a little bit like Jack Johnson, a little bit. Take it or leave it. He's a little bit catchy, and I'm thinking, okay. The handheld stuff, I'm like, all right, like where are we going with this? And then I couldn't wait for this movie to end.
We're not going much of anywhere.
You are not
I
the
think-
target audience.
I
We'll
think
start with that.
I think the problem is I didn't like the music.
oh.
And the
Thank
music
you.
was
Thank you.
it was not good.
I didn't think it was good either.
Let me just say, 'cause you
sorry.
mentioned they're both musicians.
Yeah.
They're actually very successful musicians, too.
They are.
And they made
So is Dave Matthews, but no one likes him.
I don't know.
no, some people like them. They're one of the top
I would
touring
have loved
bands
if this was Dave
in the
Matthews
country.
music. I'd be in it.
But they actually made a musical out of it too.
Of course,
A Broadway musical, and
they
it
did.
did
Oh,
very well,
God,
which
kill
I've
me.
never seen.
Seriously.
I've
Kill
never
me.
seen.
I would have
I think that's the target audience,
But
the
I do-
Broadway.
I'd rather
musical,
eat red
you know.
ants.
Well, I had
But-
this down. Like, was this movie a musical? Is it?
It was
It was a music
considered
video.
musical.
That's what it was. It was a music video, a series of music videos.
But it's not a musical in the sense that they just break out in song and dance.
Right.
It just it's about music and making music, and they have a lot of songs in it.
What did you say?
And it's folk music. So but Glenn Hansard actually he really can rock out too, even with some of those songs. He's done different arrangements of them, and he opened for Pearl Jam this past tour, and I've seen him several times, and he's amazing. So he can do that. That's just. I mean, he's also Irish, and they do like you were talking about the scene in the house.
Yeah.
There's like they do a lot of Irish kind of folky, even like shanty stuff. So yeah, if that's not your kind of music, you're not going to enjoy it.
Yeah, I mean,
the story was
I don't mind low budget indie little charming movies. I would have enjoyed it. Here's a quote from my wife towards the end. Ready? Because she watched it with me. She says, "All the songs sound the same." Or, wait a minute, are they all the same?
Yeah.
Well, some of them were because
They
they
were.
were.
No, I know. They
practicing
did over
the
Going
plan.
songs.
over and over.
No, they were rehearsing.
The best song
songs.
was the one that they did with the Casio keyboard. I was like, all right, I'll kind of bop around to this a little bit. At least you're changing it up something. I needed a little change of pace,
Yeah.
but it just didn't hook me in. I didn't didn't care about the story or nothing.
Okay.
I was out.
What
Well,
story?
it was unfulfilling because I guess it's supposed to be a love story, kind of, right?
It's not
Too?
it's not a,
and it
it's
never
not a
really,
Hollywood love story.
you never really get the ending that you want, I guess.
So did he?
But I like that. I like that it wasn't a predictable ending. Than the everything.
No, I do-
the
right.
meet
I'm
cute.
with you there.
No, I
I'm
like
with
that.
you.
Yeah.
Did he go to London to search for his
Well, his
the
ex-girlfriend.
girl? Is that
Well, no, didn't you say that he ended up taking that money to buy the piano?
Right,
for
yeah.
her?
So he didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So he didn't go?
He was supposed to go to London, spent the money from the plane ticket on the
To-
piano instead,
okay.
And apparently,
which is kind of
according
weird.
to you, they end up getting together, right? Don't they get married or something in
no,
real life?
No, in real life they were a couple.
Oh,
They became a couple during the filming of that movie, and then they broke up. They toured with their band for a while, very successfully. Then they broke up, and then they toured again briefly this summer. They did some festival stuff. It was great.
I don't know if I was given a heads up like, hey, this is like an acoustic musical, if I would have gave it a better chance.
You didn't know
oh,
that?
wait, didn't we discuss it a little bit
I wa-
before?
I wasn't paying attention really because I didn't
Clearly
see it.
not. Clearly
So
not.
I was just like zoning out.
Wow.
But I like when they were in the music store in the beginning, and I just thought, oh, is this like the extended version of this song? Like they just kept going, and I was like, is this whole? And then it was like every scene was like that. I wasn't really prepared.
It was
for
like a music video.
yeah.
Yeah,
And even like the opening scene with the
brother.
home, is that his brother?
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't even miss
when he was busking.
yeah.
Where the guy like steals the money. That's
Yeah.
his brother?
Yeah.
Oh, I missed that somehow. That was.
So I did
Yeah,
too.
that's why it was funny. Yeah, were you like,
I was kind of
watching
in and
the
out.
show? Right.
I was so bored with it. I was kind of in and out. Like,
That was the first scene, and he doesn't even know what
You got
happened.
like 8 vodka.
Yeah, but how do you know how do you know that it's his brother in the
because
first
he
scene?
says it as he's chasing him and yelling.
You didn't have
does?
the subtitles
No.
enabled? Oh.
No.
Could
There
you
were
not
no
understand the
subtitles.
accents? They have thick Irish
but does he?
accents.
I don't remember seeing him ever again in the movie.
You don't need to. That was just the. You thought it was just some punk stealing his
Yeah.
money, and then
Yeah.
you realize it's his
I just
brother.
realized
because
it's
he
just
said
some
so.
homeless dude that maybe he knew.
I actually
Just
thought
because
that
he's
was
a street, he's a street performer, so you know all the.
I think you actually have to pay attention.
no, but I was into it. Like up to that scene, I was like, oh, okay, this guy's taking a piss in the alley, and then he's gonna rip this
Right.
dude off, and I'm like, all right, I'm along for the ride here for a little bit.
And you missed.
And then
that
they
was his
just started
brother.
singing all the time, and I was like, okay, I'm out. I'm sorry, Heidi. I wanted to like it.
I feel
just
so
couldn't like-
bad because
Well-
you are
I
so
couldn't like
into
it.
this.
I think we're evenly split. I mean, Steve doesn't love it
Well-
like I did.
I came around a little bit. At first, I was like, "The hell am I watching?" Again, I thought it was one long music video. I'm like, "All right, where's it going?" Okay, they're gonna get together. Pretty obvious. In fact, they didn't at the end. I was like, "Oh, all right, redeeming quality." They set us up and then swerve. Like,
Yeah.
nah. Yeah, I'm gonna. And the more I thought about it, like, man, she kind of did him wrong.
You
Like,
think?
oh, my husband's coming back and this and that. And I mean, like, she kind of,
So she got her husband and the piano.
yeah.
What does he get?
Zilch.
Nothing.
Right.
He gets to know that he did a good thing.
Yeah, that's great.
for
Yeah,
a
Yeah.
talented
that
person.
doesn't
good for
really
him.
do
She
anything.
she didn't lead him on. He knew the whole time she was married, and she didn't want to sleep with him, and she might have wanted to, but she didn't. And I think that makes her a better character.
He's a lonely guy. Don't be friendly to him. Don't be friendly to him.
Yeah, but he was
Like,
Like,
too.
let him go on his way. Like,
This is very
right?
much a male point of view.
I'm just
And,
saying, like,
yeah.
he told her what he was looking for.
Well, I thought,
But he really wanted her to be in his band too.
I felt bad for him though when he invited her in his house,
And she just,
and she like got super offended that he even
I think
tried.
I think she was frustrated because she probably would have liked to be with him, but she really wanted to. She had a child, and she wanted her marriage to work, even though her husband was gone for so
Yeah.
long. So
Yeah.
I think that was it. I think she was frustrated because there were feelings on both sides, but she was doing her best to navigate that and to toe the line.
Yeah, it was also early too, wasn't it? Their first day they met each other, or the second day?
yeah, like when she came on to him.
Let him on.
Yeah.
No, but that's actually, the ending was kind of like, all right, that resonated. I was like, okay, all right, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Like the indie type of movie, the really gritty.
And the guy had integrity at the end of
Yeah,
the day.
just
He's
the
like-
fact that it wasn't a Hollywood ending, and it's almost like they stayed true to their roots. And like, no, it's all about the music.
There you go.
It's just the music.
It's all about the music.
There
The
you
problem
go.
was
That's the
music
love
was terrible.
story. The love stories with the
Wasn't your
music.
type of music.
All right.
That's good now.
Should we move on to the Paperboy? I say we let Steve start us off.
Definitely
on this
think
one, huh?
Steve should take this.
Yeah.
Should we describe the movie before we get into the review, or no?
Yeah, we can
Maybe
do
give a little read
Yeah, we
on
can.
it?
Yeah,
All
hold
right.
on. This is a 2012 American crime drama thriller film.
What a genre.
Co-written and directed by Lee Daniels, based on Peter Dexter's 1995 novel of the same name, inspired by a true story, follows Miami reporter Ward Jansen, who returns to his hometown in Florida to investigate a murder case involving a death row inmate. The film stars Matthew McConaughey, Zac Efron, Nicole Kidman, David
Oyelowo. Now I can't say it.
Say it.
Oyelowo.
John Cusack, and Macy Gray. Film was produced by Daniels. It had a $12.5 million budget and earned 3.7. That is considered a box office bomb.
Shocker.
However, it is, let's see. It was met with mixed reviews, and it currently has a 46% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. All right. So, Steve, why don't you start us off here, Chief?
All right, the Paperboy. I don't know what the hell I watched. Wasn't sure it was a movie. To me, it looked like a just collection of exploitation scenes using some of Hollywood's biggest names. And it's like, it's almost like you were at a circus and you got to see, hey, take a look at Nicole Kidman doing this. Take a look at McConaughey doing that. Like John Cusack, hate banging. So it's almost like it was shock value and nothing more, because the story made zero sense.
Yeah.
I didn't like any of the characters. Like, there was no build up. There was no story arc, no character development. It was just like, here's a bunch of degenerates and have fun.
I liked Macy Gray's character.
I did too, actually.
Yeah,
She almost made me feel bad for kind of dismissing her being in the Spider-Man thing. It's
Right.
just like you were famous for 20 seconds.
Well, the
but,
Spider-Man one was just a very.
But she was pretty good in this.
I feel bad for
She's
having
very
to
good, yeah.
watch all this stuff.
I feel like it was a good story, and it could have been a better movie, and
Could have been.
it just wasn't.
I agree.
But what was the point of some of those scenes? Like, and should we get into them?
I think.
Yeah. So
I think like you
Okay.
said, it's shock.
Hey, look,
Yes.
Nicole Kidman's peeing on Zac Efron.
Yeah.
Awesome. Everyone's going to talk about that. All right, great, but you don't see anything.
Yeah, but
Mark
still,
was.
You
Mark-
wanted to see
Mark's
it?
got a 5-star rating on that
Oh,
side.
I mean,
I wouldn't mind me and Zach in that.
Oh no. But what I'm saying is, you don't see anything.
Wrap it up.
You don't see anything.
No.
And then
That's why I wanted to be there.
The scene in the jail, right? Is
yeah, like,
That's-
hey, let's take a look
That
at
is
John
ridiculous.
Cusack.
I actually-
off.
That scene was.
What the?
Was definitely disturbing, and
So,
I think you
the
were
jail one?
supposed to be
Yeah.
disturbed
Yeah.
by his character.
But, okay, here's
which
the
I
other-
was.
which so in that respect, it is effective because that's
Right.
what you're supposed to
Right, but that should basically nullify the entire plot of the movie right there. Because how did they continue to defend this guy? Like, this guy's a scumbag,
That's the thing,
and
though.
you're
is-
like, wait a minute, really?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
but did he get a fair trial? Was
But-
and that was at the crux of it. Like, if they were going to do this investigation, if they were going to do this article on him, it was like, did he get a fair shot? Maybe he's not a great guy, but
So they had a couple visits with him, and he was worse. Like the next visit, I mean,
oh, he yells at her for wearing pants.
Yeah.
oh yeah,
He's
and
like Jim, Johnny, Bob. They all wear,
like
they
racial
all wear pants.
slurs. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, he was a piece of shit.
what's interesting was
It's like, all right,
But
this
I've never
movie
seen
should have
him.
been over.
But I've never seen him play this kind of character.
right. So
and-
for
and I
me,
thought it
that
was
was.
well
I think
done.
it was. I thought that the performances
But
by the
his-
actors were very good.
But I think that was the point of it. The the plot, the movie. I'm sorry,
It was
didn't
all
do
over the
anything.
place.
Yeah.
It really was. It was all over. I had mentioned before David Oyelowo. I hope I'm saying his name correctly, but he's a fantastic actor, and he was so good in this role. But they did nothing with that character.
In the whole scene,
He basically disappeared.
He
Yeah.
disappeared
Right after that one
Right.
scene.
But that last scene, like, all right, what was the point of that
Exactly.
scene? Like, I didn't get that. What was the point of the whole McConaughey, like, bagged or gagged, beaten, raped? I mean, like who?
I don't
understand.
Well,
What was
I
the
feel
point of
bad
that?
for those guys. The guys that were in the room with him.
Oh yeah, they got torn up.
This guy signed up for this shit.
Yeah.
McConaughey signed up for this to whatever they were doing to him. obviously he's done it before because he has scars on his face.
Yeah.
So this is what he's into.
So you know what to look for when you're out.
So and these
maybe,
poor guys.
I don't know that he signed
one guy
up
gets
for that
choked out. The
level
other
of
guy's
it.
like, "What the fuck? I'm out of here, man." I'm like, this dude signed up for this shit.
I don't know that it was. I think it might have been beyond what he signed up for. I think they were. They were gonna.
You dip your toe in the dark arts, man. That's what
Yeah,
happens.
but I think that was. I think the whole reason for having the plastic underneath him was they were just gonna wrap up his body when they were done.
They may have gone a little above and beyond the Call of Duty.
Maybe.
Yeah,
But
but
we
like,
don't know. You weren't there. Maybe he's asking for
maybe
more.
I was.
I mean, there were some great points that they were trying to make about race and race relations at the time, but I
That's
think
probably not the way to do it.
didn't go. No, not with that scene. not with that scene. But like David Oyelowo's character, who he has the English accent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he finally, when he loses his shit on Zac Efron, he says, his normal accent
New York,
comes out, and
yeah.
he's American, and he realized, he says, I was just doing this so people would take me seriously because if you're English, they might not be as racist. They might give me more of a chance to do this job, which he was probably better at it than McConaughey. But then his character just leaves.
But the whole like
and then the Macy Gray relationship with Zac Efron,
Which is kind of weird.
Yeah.
Wasn't
that's
it?
the closest thing he has to a mom. She really cares about him, but
Enough with him
he's
and his
fighting-
tighty whities.
I know. Well, but
again,
he
that's
was
part
fighting,
of the exploitation. I'm telling you.
But
it
when he was
it's too
fighting
much.
with Oyelowo's character,
Yeah.
he used
Yeah.
the N word.
Oh, yeah.
And Macy Gray's there, who was like a mother figure who he loves.
Yeah, she.
And then he was like, "Please forgive me" later with her, but he didn't have a problem saying the word when he was mad at another
It's just
person of color.
The movie, I don't know. It was just there was a whole lot of just look at all this, look at this. Hey, you shocked by this? Look at this.
Yeah.
All right.
They introduced storylines that they didn't wrap up.
It was,
or-
and then like, why are they going just to like? Really, you're gonna go rescue her in the middle of the Everglades? And-
Yeah,
Well, that's what I s-
leave the wedding to go do that while you're getting half in the bag. Like that was stupid.
with no weapons or anything.
I mean,
come
so you
on.
knew they're, how good.
It was
how,
just stupid. The whole movie
But I
was
think the whole
stupid.
movie, I think
But it
it's
was
based.
based-
It's a love story. It's Zac Efron,
he was in love
who
with
is
her.
in love with this white trash girl, who is in love with a
convict.
convict.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Not a
I
convict,
mean,
a piece of shit.
I mean, if
He
you want a
was-
love story to end the way this love story ends, it's great.
Her dead?
She's dead.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm good
Have
with
you guys
that.
seen?
Well, it was based on the book, which was inspired by two, like, true crime stories
Yeah.
from what I read. So,
Did you guys see Precious? The one that
yes. Yes.
not that one, but
Yes.
so that movie is like I mean that movie's really dark and heavy and kind of a
Heavy.
What did you say?
well, you know what I mean.
Damn, sorry.
Sorry.
Wow.
But it's well done.
That's my bad.
But it's
there's a
well
point to
done
it.
and there's a point to it and the
Yeah.
darkness of these characters and it works and I just feel like he tried to apply that to this story and like I don't know it was like it was misguided, like you're saying, like the Yardley character, like you trying to say something about him, and then he disappears. Like this, the character development is just fucking all over the place. If they
There is
just,
none.
Yeah.
and then
And then the
He
stepmother.
tried to do too much.
The
story was
stepmother and
all
the
over
father were
place.
just
Yeah.
awful people. Like
yeah,
But like, I'm just wondering, like, did he really have a plan, or was it just to make an exploitation movie? Because that, to
Yeah,
me, that
I don't
to
know.
get people talking. I mean, if think about it, hey, Matthew McConaughey gang raped, you see him naked,
So can I
she's
just tell
pissing
you?
on people, like
I don't know.
you
It was
Cusack's ass.
some of the. I mean, I like when they leave some things to like a little bit ambiguous. But when he killed McConaughey,
yeah, it's pretty.
there was
That was shocking.
it was supposed to be like, oh, did he enjoy the pain? Because he had a look of almost like relief on his face.
Wow, you really got into this.
Wow.
No, I was reading about it. No, I don't think. I feel like there was a little
like
bit
that
of a
take, by the way.
suggestion, but that was a discussion that
Interesting.
went on
Yeah.
after the movie came out.
Let me just tell you a little bit about the version that is available on YouTube. Okay, it's awful,
Don't watch it.
and they pretty much, I believe, warped the audio to not get caught for copyright issues. But it was distracting, so I watched it again, and the movie was, I will say, like a little bit more powerful. But like, I don't know if you remember when we were talking about the ending of him swimming around.
I hated that.
And I was like, oh, and it was like crystal clear water. Is it supposed to be the swamp?
Yeah.
Like
No, those were flashbacks to
I
him
understand.
swimming.
I didn't, but I was so bothered by the production value of the YouTube one that I was in and out from the very beginning. So I didn't understand that he was a swimmer and like he was like channeling his experience as a swimmer to avoid him at the end. And that's
But that annoys me the most. So they set that up in the first scene, I guess, of the movie. They set up that he's a swimmer just for this ending.
Yeah.
For him to swim around for a whole night and do nothing.
right.
Well,
Nothing. Like this. You set this up for this?
He did. They did tie the swimming together. That was like the only plot tool that actually worked. Is because when he's escaping at the end,
Yes, but
he's
still,
swimming.
nothing
Hey, look, he's a
happened, though.
championship swimmer. Yeah, I know, but that was like the one thing they did tie together. That was it.
And listen, he would have got an alligator would have had him for
dude.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah. As they show the alligators hanging,
Right.
You know, like so you know they're
And
in
then
an
there's one.
alligator
I
alley.
think at one point the head pops up. There's an alligator. One alligator.
That was just
Well, it was memorable.
It's
It
entertaining.
sticks
Yeah.
with you, kind of like gum on the bottom of your shoe, but
was- it
it's
was-
hard to shake it off when you're done watching it.
it was almost like remember like Pulp Fiction, like all the shock scenes in that, but it was awesome. The movie was phenomenal.
Yeah.
It was almost like they tried to do something like that, but
It didn't work.
Yeah, it didn't work.
Yeah.
All right. We'll move on. So we were talking about Ron Howard being one of the more successful child actors. Who are we comparing that to? Oh, Jason Bateman.
Yep.
Do you know that Ron Howard still has a text chain with his Happy Days co-stars Henry Winkler, Don Most, and Anson Williams?
What about the guy who played his older brother, Chuck? Is he
Chuck?
involved in it?
No, he's not.
From
No.
Superman
They
3,
just,
that
they,
dude?
They just
You know what I'm
deleted him from the chain and didn't, never mentioned
Just
him
like-
again.
How about that guy's life?
I know.
It's like, oh man.
Poor Chuck.
Yeah, wasn't there a Beatles guy that was?
Yeah, Pete Best.
Pete Best.
Yeah.
Well,
Stuart,
I guess he did.
Stuart
But he was
Sutcliffe.
replaced. Like
Yeah.
this guy, they just decided he's not going to be around anymore. Like the girl in Family Matters. They had a daughter in Family Matters, and then Urkel became a big star, and they just fucking decided one season, you're gone. Yep. And they never talked about her again. She actually went into porn.
Why wouldn't you?
I mean, of
Good
course.
for her.
Hey, gotta
But-
make you money.
It's the next step.
Ron Howard does fascinate me that he is so many child actors are just become absolute train wrecks. And he's not only a train wreck, but he not only he was a child actor on Andy Griffith, then as a young adult on Happy Days, and then became a successful director and like a really good one. He has a ton of great movies.
Yeah.
And the fact that he doesn't like whenever there's a Happy Days reunion or something, he's always a part of it. Like he always stays connected to his roots. If there's an Andy Griffith thing, he'll be a part of it. I just find he just seems like he's actually a good dude and all the success in
He's one of
Hollywood.
the good.
Kind of have to be that.
Yeah,
you
but
know.
like we were talking earlier before we went on the air about like that world at Hollywood, you almost have to
Yeah.
be a little touched in the head, and like
Yeah.
it didn't seem to really infect him.
No,
You know?
impervious. Also successful movie career too. The brief one he had,
Yeah, American
American
Graffiti.
Graffiti.
Yep.
You know, like he checked all the boxes.
Actually, American Graffiti is how he got cast in
Happy Days.
Happy Days. They tried to get Happy Days, and they couldn't pitch it to the network until American Graffiti came out, and they said, "This is the guy we want to have on it." And they're like, "Okay, yeah, let's give it a shot." Have you ever gone back and watched the early seasons of Happy Days?
Oh, yeah, I used to
Yeah.
love him.
They're like,
Not for
but
a
they're
while.
they're almost like they're completely different than, like, I think it's season 3 where they make it, Fonzie's a more central character. It's a more traditional sitcom with like a live audience and that kind of thing. It plays differently, almost like, I don't even know if it's got
Wonder
a laugh.
Years?
Well, no, it's got a laugh track. Almost, like the Brady Bunch had, or like Bewitched, where it's not a live studio audience, and then they changed it, and it plays differently. But
And it's funny that they think that Fonzie was actually the cool guy. Like nowadays,
yeah,
I mean Henry Winkler. Like
I know.
He's
But when
like
we
the
were kids,
he was like the coolest guy ever.
did you think Fonzie was cool when we were
Yes.
kids?
Oh,
I know.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
It is weird that we
but
did
now,
think that, right?
I mean,
Yeah.
now you look at
I
it.
know.
Wait a minute. He is one of the funniest people on the face of the planet.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
He is.
Henry
He's the
Winkler,
best.
Sure.
Yeah.
He's the
Yeah.
best.
But
Are you saying that
he was cool.
Oh, of course he was.
I don't know. It's just funny to look at it now.
I know what you're saying. Yeah. If you go back and watch some of those episodes, you're like, "But this guy was a phenomenon." Yeah, it's weird.
Funny the things you think are cool when you're a kid
Right.
Yeah,
Just 70s.
true story.
in the 70s. Yes.